So hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're looking at the coins of Venezuela. As you can see, quite a lot of coins here. So I have most of the coins up into the 2007 monetary reform, but this one we're just going to look at the earlier coins. So in due course I'll just separate them. So here we have the Venezuelan coins that were issued up until the early 90s. So this is the last year of minting for these denominations, 1990, and they include 5 centimos up to 5 bolivars. So 1 bolivar equals 100 centimos. That's the Venezuelan currency. And ever since the inflation period, removed this currency from circulation. So here I have a 1998 500 bolivars. So during the late 80s and early 90s, they suffered inflation, and they still suffer that today. So ever since they've had this currency, they've issued 3 more currencies since then. So, but they did issue silver in their coins, and the last year they minted silver was 1965. So here we have a 1961 bolivars, and it has the specifications. So it is 5 grams. So, and it's written on the coin. So 5 grams lay 83.5% silver. And you'll find that is quite a common thing on coins from South America. So this gives it a bullion value of about $4. And there were 30 million of these 1960 coins minted. And if you go to Numistar, it says that there is 2 varieties. So there is a thin and thick lettering. So I'm not too sure which one's more common, but on Numistar it says the thin lettering is more common. Now this lettering looks a bit thin. And on Venezuelan coins, you'll see on one side it has the coat of arms of Venezuela, and on the other side we have Simon Bolivar, so one of the liberators, and that's where the name of the currency comes from, Bolivar. And in 1967 they just issued coins in nickel. So here we have a few coins, and as time went by, they started to issue the coins in starting from, tip that over, 1989 in nickel plated steel. So this should be magnetic. As you can see, there will be different mints that actually produce these coins, and they're all coin rotated. So you need to flip it over north to south to actually get the actual rotation. So here we have the 5 centimos. I keep on saying 10 centavos. They didn't actually issue a 1 centimos coin, but I'd say when they first issued the currency in 1879, they would have used the 1 centavos coin that they issued beforehand, because they issued like 10 million of them. That's a very common coin. And just because they changed currencies doesn't mean the coins disappeared straight away. They probably would last at least 10 to 20 years. So here we have a 1958 5 centimos. That's a pretty common coin. All of these are pretty common coin, because Venezuela generally only mints coins every between 5 and 10 years. Currently, lately, it's between in the 10-year period, but earlier on is roughly like the 1879 to 1940s. It was roughly every 5 years. And this 1958 coin had a mintage of 25 million. So obviously, that is a normal mintage for Venezuelan coins. New lower denominations is 5, 10, and 12.5. We'll look at 12.5 in a minute. All have just the denomination and the coat of arms. They don't have Simon Bolivar on them. So 1965, yeah. And these are copper nickel coins. 38. So how many were minted in 1938? So during the Second World War, they issued brass coins because nickel was becoming a bit scarce. And in 1938, they minted 6 million. So it shouldn't be too hard to get. And as you can see, this one has 83. And here we have, looks like the brass coin in 1944. And here we have a copper plated steel, 1977. So these two coins here will circulate at the same time. I'm not too sure what I issued a copper plated coin. The other coins are just nickel plated steel. It's still the same. Then we have the 12.5 centavos. Centimos, not centavos. God, I keep on making that mistake. Now, the 10 centimos was only issued in 1971. It's not a hard coin to get. Actually, it is a bit. The mintage is quite high. And I'm not sure why they issued 12.5 centimos. Obviously, it is half of a 25 centimos, but even in that time period, it's just a weird denomination. And as you can see, these are quite well circulated coins, so they did circulate. But there was no 1 centimos and 1.5 centimos issued, so we couldn't really make any change from that. Okay, so let's have a look at mintage figures. 1946. Yeah, this coin was issued 1945, 46, 48, and 46 had 9.2 million. Yeah, so not really a hard denomination to get. So that's what you would find out about Venezuelan coins, is that if they're not silver, they should be quite easy to get. There are caveats. The earlier coins issued before 1879 should be a bit harder to get. But I'm just talking about the 20th century coins. Okay, 1958 had 10 million. So obviously a very easy coin to get. And I believe the 1958 was the last year of, 1969 was of the 12.5 centimos, not centavos. So then we just get on to the boring coins. So here we have a 77 centimos. Then this is a 1965. As you can see, they increased the size of the denomination for those who are probably illiterate. Okay, Simon Bolivar. So as you can see, then we start to get into the 10-year range of minting of these coins. And it's just not really an exciting part of numismatics, unless you're into silver. So I recommend if you're going to get into Venezuelan coins, just get into silver stuff. That's where all the money is. All this is very common. So then we have the 1 Bolivar. So this is the nickel coin. Then we have, okay. So you can get sets of these ones from 89 to 90, about $5 to $10. So here's the first nickel 2 Bolivars, and that one had a mintage of 50 million. So it should be pretty easy to get. You should be able to get it easier, especially in high grades. Then they didn't issue any of these for about 19 years. In 1986, they issued another 50 million, and then 1988, and then in 1989 they changed over to the steel coins, nickel plated steel, and the mintage for these ones is very high. So you got the Caracas Mint issued 395 million. The Schwertz Metalworks, I think it's in Switzerland, issued 200 million. Then you Bartol Metalworks issued 100 million. Then in 1990 they issued 400 million. So you got at least nearly 1 billion of these coins that have been minted for those 2 years. So that for Venezuela, that would have lasted at least 10 years. Then we have the largest denomination issued up until that time, and that is the 5 Bolivars. So as you can see, it's quite a boring coin once again. They did issue this in silver, but that was the last issued in 1936, and it really isn't a common coin. It's a low mint coin. Then in 1973, they issued the nickel. So this is the 1977 with the large denomination. And these are a bit heavier coins. I think they're a bit heavier than the Australian 50-cent coin. And that had a mintage of 60 million. Then they didn't issue any for 10 years, 87, 25 million. And then, oh, here we go. Sorry, we do have the 1973, as you can see. And this one had a mintage of, so these are good if you like to stack nickel. They're just pure nickel coins. 20 million, but I'd say what you're going to pay for them in nickel content is really, so you'll be paying a lot more than what nickel is actually in them. But the easiest ones to get are these ones here. These are the nickel plated steel, mainly just iron. And these are the mintage of pretty much like 500 million from older mints. 1990 had about 200 to 300 million. The Canadian Mint doesn't have any mintage figures, which is a pity. So it's quite nice. So if you're interested in Venezuelan coins, you can readily get them on eBay. Or I do have some for sale, so you could hit me up there. They are also on eBay. But if I sell them off of eBay, I can at least cut 20% off, because that's pretty much just eBay fees. Anyway, I'll leave a link down below. I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my video, and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.